let's get started on your OnShape coffee mug. You have your link to log into OnShape here, right here if you want. I gave you a bunch of directions right here in a Google Doc embedded, but I'm also giving you the videos over here. So once I'm done making this one, it's going to be right here. And once I'm done with the next one, it's going to be right here. Okay, so this first video is about doing the base and everything. Then the next video is going to be about adding text. Okay, so let's look at this. The very first thing I need to do is create a 3.5-inch center point circle on the top plane based on the origin. Then I'm going to rename it Base Sketch. Okay, so once I'm logged into OnShape, hide this thing down here on the bottom. I am going to go over here and I'm going to click on my top view. I'm going to say Sketch. Where am I sketching? On the top. I'm going to make a center point circle. Starts in the origin, like I said. Click and click, and it should be 3.5 inches. Enter. Okay. And now you can either rename it right here by clicking this and then saying Base Sketch, or if you hit your check mark first, then you can just go over here and right click and say rename. Okay, so once you start making a bunch more difficult things on OnShape, it's really a lot easier to keep track of things if you rename their things. So for example, in my example over here, see how I have them all named? That's what you're going to be seeing when you're done. Okay, so if you mess up, you know where it's going to be. Okay, so we did that one. Now we're going to extrude that sketch 4 inches, and we're going to rename it Mug Extrude. So I'm going to extrude that. It's going to be 4 inches, and I'm going to rename it Mug Extrude. I'm going to finish my check mark there. Now I should have that right here. Next step, I am going to shell it from the top. So this should be a new tool for you in my class right now, where the thickness is going to be 0.15. So what shelling does, it makes it empty. So our shell button is not under sketch or anything. It is going to be right here where my mouse is. Okay, kind of about 40% across your toolbar. Click there, and it says, what do you want? Well, I told you to go from the top, right? So you're there. And then instead of 1, we're going to make it 0.15, like I said. And now we hit our check mark, and now you can see that it is hollow. Next, nobody wants to drink from a mug that has sharp edges, so we're going to fill it both sides 0.75. Those of you that are good at math, well, 0.075 is half of 0.5. Sorry, 0.15. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to find my fillet tool right here. Click on that. I'm going to click on this corner edge. And I click on this corner edge. And look, I got a red arrow at first, but that's because it's 0.201. Well, that's bigger than the whole shell was. So that's why if we change it to 0.075, error goes away and it works. Check mark it. See, now we got a smooth edge on the top, so nobody's going to cut themselves. All right, now we're going to create an offset plane. That's going to be 1.75 inches from the right plane. We're going to rename it the offset plane for the handle. And I need to fix my spelling right there. That being said, so let's go back to our, let's see here, this view right here. So that way you can kind of see your front. How do you make a offset plane? Well, you can right click on the plane that you want to and say offset plane, or you can go over here and right click on it. So I'm going to go over here. And what did I tell you guys? 1.75. So 1.75. Check mark. And we're going to rename it offset plane for handle. Check mark. See how now we have a plane that shows up over here that wasn't there before? And then there was the original right plane. This is how we're going to draw our circles. So now we're on step 6. We're going to draw 2 half-inch circles on the offset plane where the handles should start. The top should be 0.75 down from the top of the cup, and the bottom circle should be 0.75 up from the bottom of the cup. Then we're going to rename it sketch handle. We're going to rename the sketch handle circles. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to this view over here. And I'm going to say sketch. Where am I sketching? Make sure you click on offset plane for handle. Not right. This one over here, offset plane for handle. Once you do that, you can click on your right view. You can go to your circle. Just start a circle right here. And how big did I tell you the handle to be? 0.5. So 0.5. Do another one that's based on that line right here. And it's going to be a 0.5. And now I need to make sure I space them from the top and the bottom the way I want. So you can press the D button on your keyboard, or you can press dimension right there. I'm going to click right there. So this edge to this edge right here should be 0.75, and it self-adjusts. Then you're going to put that one to that one and make it 0.75. And then we're going to rename it handle circles. And does that finish that step? Yes, it does. So now we're going to move on to step 7. So finish that sketch. Step 7. We're going to sketch a 3-point arc on the front plane. Each end should be touching the center of step 6's circles, and the radius should be around 1.18. Rename it to handle arc. So, sketch. Where am I sketching? I need to move to the front plane. And then I'm going to say 3-point arc, and it's going to go from the center of this circle to the center of this circle. And then after you just kind of eyeball it and move it, it says, what do you want the radius to be? Well, I said about 1.18. So 1.18. There's that. And then we're going to rename it the handle sweep. And we're going to hit our check mark. You can kind of see we're already almost done. All we got to do is actually make the handle. So that would be step 8. We're going to sweep step 7's arc. We're going to make it a new sweep, not an add, and we're going to rename it handle. So where's our sweep button? So you've used extrude before, you've used revolve before, now you're using sweep. It's new for you. So sweep, and it's going to say select the entities that you want to sweep. So that's going to be that circle and that circle. The path, so click on the path, so now it's blue, and it's going to be the line we drew. We get an error. Well, how are we going to fix that? We're going to say new. Then we hit our check mark. Now we have our handle. But we're not quite done yet. You'll see next in our next video.